Greetings, beloveds. Beloveds, there is a factor of time within the time-space continuum that has been granted, that has been manifested in order to allow you to go through these seemingly machinations of lifetimes, what you have considered the past, what you consider the future, what you consider to be these simultaneous existences. But understand, beloveds, that all that is actually occurring are these consecutive moments of now. This has been stated time immemorial through many teachings. Understand, however, beloveds, that in the same way in which this time has been structured, there is time that can be wasted. There is time that can be used for purposes that will move you further, faster, ascension, use of time for ascension, if you will. And there are also ways in which you can frivolously waste time by thinking along the thoughts of worrying about what has happened in the past, what shall happen in the future, what this person is doing, what you are doing, how you have these stubborn patterns of resistance. Beloveds, understand that there are ways that you can reapportion your issues, if we will. You can have a conversation with your highest self and you can say, I have a defective character, or so I believe that I have a defective character, and I believe that I am incapable of stopping feeling victimized, feeling over amorous, feeling that I cannot stop weeping, feeling that I cannot stop being hungry, feeling that I cannot stop gambling, feeling that I cannot stop purchasing what you are calling these so-called addictions, beloveds, that you feel have gripped you by the throat. You can request of your highest self, your guides and angels, and those who are assisting you on your journey to help to reapportion these behaviors to other aspects of self who may have mastery in that particular area, rather than feeling that you have a knapsack upon your back that is too heavy of a burden for you and slows you and impedes you, and you could go faster if only you emptied half of your sack. Beloveds, it does not mean that your soul will not say yes. Please understand that you may have just doled out more than you can consume within a consciousness that is where you find yourself in this present-based reality. So have a conference. Many of you like to gather at your so-called round tables and to invite those of us to come and join you on these journeys and these conferences, but let one who is considered to be your highest self, your Holy Spirit, if you will, speak on your behalf and negotiate for you. And whatever it is that you find overwhelming, you can merely ask Source Creation itself to take it back for now. It does not mean you will lose anything by not continuing to fight the noble battle that you have. But beloveds, it will help to lighten the load, so to speak, so that you can go further, faster, for we are beginning to wind down, beloved. And if you come to any Christ Council member and you say, this is a heavy burden for me, and one that I had agreed to take on, and one that I had agreed to achieve a level of mastery with, and I find that I keep tripping over myself, I am requesting that there is another aspect of my beingness that can take this on so that I may move forward. Beloveds, you will indeed come to recognize that you are where you have always been, that this is an entire machination of the dreamscape of your minds that has dreamt that you are somewhere. And what you are existing in is as much of a dream as any other nightmare that you may have. If you find that you feel that there is something that is burdensome for you, beloveds, choose to release the burden. There are tethers that you have attached yourself to. Release the tethers, beloved. Does this make sense to you? Do you all understand what is being spoken here? If you have any questions, beloved, we would ask you to bring them forth at this time. There is a council that will agree to assist you with this. There is a reapportioning of aspects of soul that can be given to other aspects of beingness. You do
I
not.
don't understand, Hathor, about these concepts of um, being able to share the load with other aspects of self. Can you describe that to me? Because I don't understand that very much.
Indeed, beloved. Beloved, understand that not just having what you have considered to be past lifetimes or future lifetimes, there are simultaneous aspects of self. So Hannah Grace had brought forth an exercise where you were brought to your round tables and you were asked to invite in aspects of self that shared a particular, how shall we phrase this, particular burden, affliction, a challenge, and 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 different aspects of you would gather together. Now what we are asking you to do, beloveds, is to once again gather at your round tables, and this time to invite in aspects of self who have achieved mastery of what you find that you are struggling with within this incarnation, and ask them to take it on and allow that aspect of beingness. See, they are all interrelated, beloved. Invite that aspect of beingness to reapportion. It is about balancing the scale, beloved. And you can also, if you say within this incarnation and within the simultaneous incarnations that are gathered together, that this is something that you wish to release, you can always ask Source Creator to come and to sweep these burdens away from you. Burden is the best idea that we can present in this dialogue, beloveds, because you look upon it as something that presses upon you that you do not feel that you have mastery of. Beloved, for example, the ways in which you have found yourself grieving and crying and have uttered and said that you yourself wish that you would not cry as you do. Have a conversation with your higher self. Have a conversation with the Christ Council and say, I would like to be able to have 1/3 of the circumstances that trigger these deep grieving sessions, if you will. And I would like for 2/3 of those instances to be reapportioned to beings who would not be devastated by the circumstances.
It's awesome.
Indeed, you will find yourself less taken down, if you will, by your emotions, beloved. Understand that within your minds, you can create any landscape, any existence that you wish. So, Anna Grace will discuss this. We will assist her in what is the conversation that you are all having today, because understand that this subject of quantum sexuality, we are asking you to go in and to use the process of cleansing the thoughts and the beliefs that you have about the cycle of all creation, which is desire, intention, allowance, and acceptance, beloved. It is the spirit, the mind, the emotions, and the physical. And different words have been applied to it, but it is still the, as Sohana Grace likes to call it, the paradigm of manifestation. Beloveds, you have placed certain desires. I want to know what it is to be a being that is free and open with their emotions. However, it is like having a shoe where the shoelace is not tied and you keep tripping over the laces. Does this make sense to you, beloveds?
Yes, it does to me. Yes, thank you so much.
Indeed.
It's a beautiful explanation, by the way. You're brilliant.
We thank you for your flattery, beloved. It has no effect upon us. We know who we are. We are helping you, beloveds, to remember who you are. Beloved, stand in front of a mirror and begin to do your mirror work. Allow yourself to gaze deeply within your eyes and stand still and watch what occurs. Begin with a minute. Time yourselves. Work your way up to 7 minutes and watch how your concept of reality begins to shift. We would recommend 1 minute a day that is added until in 1 week's time, beloved, you have been able to gaze upon yourself for 7 minutes in a mirror. We would recommend doing this in the daylight so you do not scare the living Jesus out of yourself. Yeshua is laughing at this phrase. Beloved, we indeed have a long list of exercises that we will be bringing forth in this soul development, for there is a question of time that is now impinging and pressing down upon what you have known to be the landscape of this existence of Gaia herself. There is more that we will say on this subject at another time. Blessings to you, beloveds. We thank you for your attention. Beloved Willem, we would ask that you would transcribe this conversation. We know that this was most likely your intention, but we would like to affirm. Blessing.
All right.
Deep appreciation, beloved, for all that you do and all that you will continue to do.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Thank you to all of you for hearing the call, the invitation to be present with us. There will be more that is to come. Rest assured. Blessings to you, beloved ones. We will speak with you again.